let's talk about the Raiders 2024 draft class. 8 selections, 4 offensive guys, 4 defensive guys. And honestly, a shock and a steal was their first-round draft pick, number 13 overall, Brock Bowers, 2-time national champion from Georgia. But a tight end, Q.
Right.
How shocked was Raider Nation?
Very shocked. I was very shocked.
Yeah.
I was sitting there at the draft, and when they announced the pick, I was live on the radio in El Paso, and they were like, we want to get Q's reaction live on the radio. And Paloma, you know me, I was speechless. I really was. I was like, wait, Brock Bowers? And it's not because he's a bad player. I knew he's a really good player. One, I didn't see him being there at 13 for the Raiders, so they got a great steal. The guy should have probably gone as high as like number 8 to Atlanta, which they went in another direction. We can talk about that later. But, I mean, to get him at 13 and know how good of a player he is, I was like, wow. But I was so shocked because we spent months talking about quarterbacks and offensive linemen and cornerbacks, so he wasn't on my radar. So I kind of felt like I let Raider Nation down a little bit because I didn't have him covered like that and didn't put him as a possible draft pick for the Raiders.
The offensive line was really the focus on day 2 of the NFL draft, also adding DJ Glaze, a left tackle from Maryland. You know, and Tom Telesco was really emphasizing the versatility he's looking for in this class, especially on the offensive line. Moving DJ Glaze to right tackle. But, you know, what are you seeing early on from the Raiders and their mentality of drafting guys who can show off their versatility?
Yeah, that's the thing. And we started to learn this last year with the last staff, is that versatility was so important on game day because you can only dress so many people. And I think that was something that as many years I've been covering this game, I really kind of didn't think about that until it was pointed out. Sometimes you just have to hear it and then you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So now that's all I look for is versatility and see if these guys can move around. And that's what Glaze can do. And I kind of look at him as they probably grabbed him a little bit earlier than need be, but he could be a swing tackle. You know, he could play the right side. He could play the left side. He can almost play that Thayer Munford role that Thayer Munford's played since he's been in the league. And maybe it increases the role of Thayer Munford now, right? I mean, maybe he takes a step forward. But to see that the offensive line was a point of emphasis, we all knew it should be. That's what they did on day 2. And so I'm interested to see what Glaze does and what he can bring to the table. But his versatility is going to be critical in just the maturation of the whole offensive line.